Welcome to our Cheltenham preview, and the big race on day 2 is the sportingbet.com Queen Mother Champion Chase, run over a fast and furious 2 miles. I'm pleased to say I've got Mick Fitzgerald, 14 times Cheltenham Festival winning jockey, and Andy Gibson, the professional gambler as well, to look ahead. Who's going to win it? Well, let's first of all check out the entries. These are the entries for the Queen Mother Champion Chase, and Big Zeb, of course, the former winner, just looking down here, some great Accordo Stone, that's the half-brother to Cordo Star as well, and Sizing Europe, there he is, and some, well, they're all top notches. Let's see how now the betting reflects. Here we are, let's change it now. Now this is Ladbrokes betting. Sizing Europe, the reigning champ, odds on. Big Zeb, the winner 2 years ago, 4-1. Finian's Rainbow, possibly the best of the home side, according to the betting, yes, 5-1. Summersby, a lovely horse, 8. Peddler's Cross, 10-1, and it's 14-1. And upwards the rest. Now, let's concentrate on Sizing Europe and Big Zeb, and they met last time out.
2010 champion, so they're racing down to the final fence, and it's Sizing Europe who leads Big Zeb down to the last and now draws on as they come now to the final fence, and Sizing Europe drawing right away from Big Zeb as they race up towards the finish, and it is the reigning champion Sizing Europe, driven out by Andrew Lynch, will score for Alan Potts in great style for Henry de Bromhead, and beats Big Zeb by 10 lengths, with Imperial Chambre continuing for third. A fine performance by Sizing Europe.
Reigning champion, best form in the book, rock solid, and last year at this time you tipped him at 10-1.
I certainly did.
Yeah, well done.
But yeah, but I just wish that Alan Potts had run him over 3 miles again a few times this year, and he wouldn't be 10-11 on there. He'd be a big price, because I just love horses that are what I call repeat offenders, and it's amazing when you ride them. When you ride these horses, they come to Cheltenham, they come to life. Races are run at a different tempo. There's absolute, from the word go, you're under pressure, and suddenly these sort of horses, the likes of Sizing Europe, they come to life, and they're able to travel through the race with ease, and suddenly when you pick them up and they turn for home, they go, and that's the difference. He just loves the way the races are run round there. He's a winner at Cheltenham a few times now, winner of an Arkle, winner of a Queen Mother already. He's defending champion. You struggle to look past him for me.
10-11 though, Andrew. I know you think that's a skinny price, or is it a good price?
Well, I like repeat offenders as well, but I just don't like them at 10-11. So I think his price is based on obviously on his 15-length demolition, you'd have to say, of Big Zeb last time. And I think that it's, as usual in racing, we overreact to the last performance. If you look at the balance of the form between Sizing Europe and Big Zeb, we've competed against each other 3 or 4 times. It's been fairly equal in most of the races, apart from the last one. I think it'll be a little bit closer between them than the market suggests.
Do you remember at Leopardstown over Christmas? He won the Paddy Power, didn't he, on the 27th of December? Yep. I mean, we know he's top class, we know he'll act at the track, and we know he's going to run a big race. Andrew?
He will run a big race. The doubt with him is the form of the stables hasn't been brilliant lately, has it? So you would be slightly concerned about that. But in terms of repeat offenders, of course, he's another one, because he won the race 2 years ago. He was second last year. He's had 2 good festivals in a row. Very little reason why he won't have a 3rd good one in a row.
Can he beat Henry de Bromhead this time?
No, he can't. No. Oh, I can't see it. The thing is, for me, this horse is getting a little bit older now. I can't see him turning the tables around, and I agree with what Andrew has said about the form of the stable. That would be a little bit of a worry for me, but he's trained by a top-class trainer, and a man that when he comes to Cheltenham, you've got to sit up and take notice of him. Colin Murphy, he's one of them. You underestimate him at your peril.
And a lovely lad as well, isn't he?
Oh, yeah,
quiet. I must say, getting back to the favourite though, whenever I see that horse in the parade ring at Cheltenham, he takes my eye. Now, we go racing every day of the week, roughly, so we see millions of horses, and when one takes your eye, wow, it's got to be good. Sizing Europe is a lovely horse.
He is, and I just think back to that day. It was a horrible day at Cheltenham when he ran in that Murphy's Hurdle. He only had 10 stone 6, and he absolutely dotted up. So what sort of a certainty was he round there carrying 10-6?
But of course, they've got to do it on the day. Let's have a look at some of the other routes. Now, those are the 2 big favourites, 2 Irish shows. What about Finian's Rainbow, who ran second to Summersby? Guys, what do you think of this, Mick?
I thought this was a very good race. I was working on this day, and we can see Alfred off there as well in the shot. I just think, you know, you look at Finian's Rainbow, he's a 9-year-old. He's getting a little bit more relaxed now, and that, I think, will help him. But the worry is he got beaten in the Arkle last year. And Summersby, for me, holds him on this running. And if Summersby lines up in this race, I think he could be a player. But Finian's Rainbow, I watched him the other morning, and he looked very well.
I mean, he's a lovely horse. I mean, he's just been out-battled here by, I mean, Summersby. I mean, there's nothing wrong. If Summersby goes for this, he's 8-1. Finian's Rainbow is 5-1, which seems, Andrew, rather strange.
Yeah, I think with Finian's Rainbow, I mean, he was outstayed last year by Captain Chris in the Arkle. I think he was a little bit fortunate to beat Gazeo at Aintree when Gazeo made that horrible blunder at the last or the second last, I can't remember. And then he's out-battled by Summersby there, and I don't think many people would have Summersby at the top of the list of battlers, would they? On the balance of his form.
Good call. Very interesting call.
So that's 3 times Finian's Rainbow hasn't found as much as you would have liked. I think he's very short at 5-1, and I think he's got a little bit to find with the front two myself.
If Summersby goes for this race, potentially each way?
Definitely for me. Yeah. I like him, and I think he'll, you know, again, another one that'll travel into the race. He'll be ridden to arrive there late. So for me, I think Summersby represents a little bit of value.
And Henrietta Knight, having things going big better, and Dominic Ellsworth, who was nearly finished 2 years ago.
Yeah, it would be a great story, wouldn't it? And Cheltenham is full of stories.
Exactly, that's what I like. Wishful thinking. Am I being wishful in saying potential wishful thinking? Before I hear your thoughts, let's hear from the trainer, Philip Hobbs.
He's had 4 runs this season, 3 disasters and 1 very good run at Kempton, when maybe he should have beaten Finian's Rainbow.
Yes.
But we don't know why. We don't know why he ran better that day and badly on the other days. There's no reason for it. And the only logical thing is that he's had 3 breathing operations, and maybe now it's catching him. But actually, seeing him work this morning, he worked particularly well, and his breathing sounds better than last season, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
Are you saying there might be more of a mental... Is there a mental problem?
No, I don't think there is. You know, I mean, you get an idea with a lot of these horses if you think they're not trying.
Yeah.
I really don't think that's with him. He might have lost his confidence a bit, possibly, but probably not, because he's still been jumping well, you know. So he just might be better on better ground. So anyway, he'll run in the champion chase. I actually wouldn't be surprised if he ran very well.
Because he's got stacks of ability, as we know.
Yeah, and maybe, you know, he did work particularly well this morning, so...
Yeah.
I'm just hoping things are coming right at the right time. I mean, it did with him last year in the spring, you know.
I was going to say, is he a spring horse?
Maybe. Although he won a decent handicap chase in January last year at Cheltenham, but time will tell.
Yeah. I mean, I was looking at his record. He actually ran a great race in the Coral Cup that he felt the second last couple of years ago, didn't he, on the track?
Yeah, might nearly have won.
Yeah.
I think actually Nicky Henderson's horse, can't remember his name, would have won that day anyway, just watching the replay lots of times, but we definitely would have been the first 3, yeah.
Right. And his form from Aintree and Punchestown last spring was outstanding.
Yeah, and although he won at Cheltenham in January, he did improve a lot in the spring.
Yeah.
I mean, the performance at Punchestown, particularly with top weight making all the running, was very, very good, you know.
Yeah, beat Blazing Tempo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, don't write him off. I mean, spring could be his time of the year.
It could be, yeah. So, I mean, I'm obviously more hopeful than confident, but, you know, he seems in very good nick.
Seems in very good nick. Is he in good nick? Stable, what do we think?
The stable, I think, is really on the up now.
Yeah.
They had a poor run. I think they were 1 from 53, and it's really started to turn the corner. You know, I just worry about this horse. I really fancied him last year, Wishful Thinking. He's gone this year. He seems to be really struggling. He's either blitzing and running, trying to do it all on one breath. It's been well documented, he's had 3 breathing operations now, and that would be the worry for me. I think, you know, this horse there's no doubt his ability, but the problem is he just seems to be struggling to find it.
Guys, are we looking at anything big? Are we concentrating too much on the big 2 here? Is there anything at a big price here that we're missing?
I think Corto Stone would have some sort of a chance. I think he'll go here rather than Naraya now.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as wishful thinking goes, I think you'd have to give him a chance on last year's form, but you'd give him no chance on this year's form, would you?
OK, so guys, what's going to win? Andrew, what are you going for?
I've backed Summersby at 6s and 5s without the favourite.
Without the favourite?
Without the favourite. I think Sizing Europe has the best chance of winning. There's a slight doubt about the form of the stable with Big Zeb. I don't fancy Finian's Rainbow to outstay this lot, so therefore I've gone Summersby each way, 5s and 6s without the favourite.
Interesting. And what do we think, Michael?
Well, I'm a huge Sizing Europe fan. I'm not going to desert him now, but I agree with Andrew. Summersby for me at an each way price.
Well, guys, you've got your opinion. For me, I think Sizing Europe will take the world of beating and retain the sportingbet.com Queen Mother Champion Chase.